The woman was horrified to discover that at every station she arrived at, the same elderly woman would appear. Even as the train sped ahead, the old woman kept showing up outside the window. She seemed to be trying to warn her about something. Daisy couldn't make her out clearly and took a few steps forward, but the old woman stepped back by the same amount. Daisy told her to stop and wait, but every time she tried to close the gap, the old woman would immediately retreat, always maintaining a distance at which Daisy could neither see nor hear her properly. Daisy's frustration was growing. It was clear this old woman was toying with her, so Daisy turned and walked away without a second glance. But after a few minutes of walking, she looked back and realized the old woman appeared to be tailing her. No matter how fast Daisy ran, the old woman could close the distance instantly. Just as Daisy was at a loss for what to do, a hiker happened to pass by. Daisy felt as though she'd spotted a lifeline and quickly asked the woman for help. She requested that she go and check on the old woman in the distance to see if she needed assistance. After all, in such a remote and desolate area, it was extremely dangerous for an elderly person to be out there alone. The hiker was a kind soul and agreed immediately without any hesitation. She soon made her way over to the old woman's side, but strangely, after the old woman said a few words to her, the hiker glanced back at Daisy with a look of terror, then let out a scream and fled as if she had lost her mind. Daisy was shaken by what she witnessed and bolted from the spot as quickly as her legs would carry her. She reached a small town nearby, but when she glanced behind her, the old woman was still in pursuit. Terrified, Daisy ducked into the nearest inn she could find. The bustle of the crowded room gave her a fleeting sense of security, so she quickly addressed everyone inside, explaining that she was being followed by a strange old woman and asking whether anyone in town recognized her. The innkeeper took a look and said she appeared to be an outsider, but given her age, she probably posed no real threat to Daisy. As he said this, he warmly suggested the old woman come inside, so any misunderstanding could be sorted out in person. However, when the innkeeper stepped outside, the same pattern repeated itself. After hearing what the old woman had to say, he stared back at Daisy in sheer horror, then took off like a man who had lost his senses. This shook Daisy deeply. She made up her mind to spend the night at the inn and not venture out again. But when morning came, the old woman was still standing at the door with no intention of leaving. Daisy went ahead and booked another 7 nights, determined to outlast her. By the 5th day, however, the innkeeper's wife was ready to throw Daisy out. The old woman's constant presence at the entrance was driving customers away and badly hurting their business. To make matters worse, on that same day, after the innkeeper had another exchange with the old woman, he disappeared without a trace and never returned. With no other option, Daisy arranged a ride home. Once she arrived, she told her mother everything about the old woman, whose presence had by now seriously disrupted her life. Her mother suddenly had an idea she believed would solve the problem. The plan was simple.